Hey, good morning, students. Today we are going to learn the next topic of the chapter number 3, and the topic that we have going to study today is the dot product and the cross product, or it is also called as scalar product and vector product. Let me recap the last lecture that we have studied. Last time we have started the chapter number 3rd, and we have studied the basic things required to understand what is meant by vectors, scalars, and vector triple product, scalar triple product. What are those things? We have studied what is meant by scalar, what is a vector, its example, and various type of vectors we have studied. What are the various types that we discussed last time? What is a zero vector? What is the equal vector? These are various definitions we have studied, and along with that, what is meant by positive vector, what is a negative vector, and the various types. Fine. Now, after that, we have studied the laws of resolution. There are 3 laws of resolution of a vector. The first is triangle law of vector addition. Second is polygon law of vector addition, and the third law that we have studied is the parallelogram law of vector addition. Now today let's go for the next topic, and that is cross product and dot product. So let me say dot product and cross product of vectors, or just I can say dot product and cross product, right? And its physical significance. Now, before moving to the dot product, what is meant by dot product and cross product? These things also you have studied in the 11th and 12th standard, so you are well aware with this. But still, let us recap that. Now, suppose there is a vector. Suppose a bar is a vector you are having, and if you multiply this vector with a scalar, suppose 5 is a scalar, and multiplication to a vector by a scalar is easy because you are directly multiplying by that scalar to the vector. Similarly, if you are dividing the vector a bar by 5, that is also easier and simple. Why? Because you have to just divide by the scalar, or I can say I can just multiply to a vector by the reciprocal of the scalar, isn't it? And therefore the multiplication, I can write here, multiplication to a vector by multiplication or division, I can say multiplication or division to a vector by scalar is simple as per our algebraic rules. There is no difference, isn't it? Now here we have to study what if you are multiplying 2 vectors, both are vector quantities and you are multiplying, then the multiplication of 2 vector doesn't obey the laws of algebraic multiplication, and that's why we need to understand the laws of vectors here, isn't it? Now if you are multiplying 2 vectors, suppose a bar and b bar are your 2 vectors. Suppose a bar and b bar are your 2 vectors, and you are multiplying these two. Suppose a bar is one vector, b bar is another vector, and if the multiplication of these 2 vectors, this is a multiplication, this is not cross. So let me represent the multiplication between two vector by star. Cross and dot will use later on. Fine. If the multiplication of these 2 vector a bar and b bar gives you a scalar, this will be another vector. Let us indicate this vector with letter C. This is a scalar, so no bar. C. If it gives you a scalar, and there is one more chance, if you multiply two vectors a bar and b bar with each other, and its multiplication may be a vector. If its multiplication is a vector, let us say this is a d bar. Being a vector, you should write bar. Fine. Then this is called as a cross product and this is called as a dot product. So I can say here, this gives you a dot product. Dot product. And this dot product is represented with letter dot between the two. And that's why it is named as a dot product. And therefore, at last I can say the product between the two vectors which gives you a scalar is denoted with this dot. So a bar dot b bar. This is the way of representing the multiplication of the two vectors depending upon their results. If the multiplication of two vector gives you a scalar, then that is represented with a dot product, or it is called as a dot product, or it is represented by dot, or it is called as scalar product. Got it? Similarly, if the multiplication of two vector a bar and b bar gives you a vector, then it is called as a vector product, or it is called as a cross product. It is called as a cross product. And this cross product between the two vector is denoted by cross sign. This cross sign. That means if the multiplication of two vector gives you a vector quantity, then that vector quantity is represented by a bar cross b bar in this way. Got it? Hope you have understood this basic thing. This is very simple, but this needs to be understood. Got? Now let's go ahead and try to understand a dot product. Now the first product is a dot product. Dot product. This dot product is also called as a scalar product. So I can say scalar product. Scalar product. Now again let us consider two vectors a bar and b bar, and if a bar and b bar are the two vectors, let a bar and b bar are your two vectors. If these are your two vectors, then its dot product is given by, and let me multiply by these two vectors by considering this is your vector a bar and this is your vector b bar. These are the two vectors, and angle made by these two vector is a theta. Then the dot product is defined as, the scalar product is defined as, and it is written as a bar dot b bar, and this is equals to, it's a multiplication of magnitude of two vectors and cosine of the angle between the two vectors. So I can say multiplication of magnitude. So mod of a bar and b bar gives you the magnitude of a vector, mod of b bar, magnitude of b vector, their multiplication, and into cosine of angle between them. So I can say, rather than writing a full cosine word, I can write cos theta. This is cos theta, where theta has a value between 0 and pi, greater than or equals to 0 and less than or equals to pi. Got it? So this is the simple definition of the dot product. So I'll repeat again what is meant by dot product. Dot product is the multiplication of magnitude of two vectors and cosine of the angle between the two vectors. Hope you understood its definition. Now let's go ahead and try to understand the characteristics of this dot product. So characteristics of dot product. First characteristics. What is the first characteristic of the dot product? If the two vectors are parallel, if two vectors are parallel to each other. Two vectors are parallel to each other means what? What is the angle between these two? I can say if A bar is parallel to B bar. If both are parallel, that means what is the value of theta between them? There is no angle between them. So the theta between them is equals to 0 degree, and if theta is equals to 0 degree, A bar dot B bar is equals to, you can put the value of cos theta equals to 0 and cos 0 is equals to 1, we know that, and therefore the dot product of two vectors, if two vectors are parallel to each other, is just a multiplication of the magnitude of the two vectors. So this will give me, either you can represent this also with letter AB. Got it? This is the first characteristics. Now second characteristic, if the two vectors are identical, then what? If two vectors are identical, second, if two vectors are identical. If two vectors are identical, that means what? The vector A bar and B bar is equal. Let us say this vector is equals to A bar. Then the dot product between the two vector A bar dot B bar will be equals to magnitude of A bar is mod of A bar, and magnitude of B bar is also A bar into cos theta. But what will be the value of theta? Yes, if both are equal, then again cos theta is equals to 1. Fine. So this will give me mod of A bar square, that means A square. Got it? Because that becomes a scalar. Got it? If two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then if A bar and B bar are perpendicular to each other, then what will be the result? If the A bar and B bar are perpendicular to each other, then what will be the value of theta? It's a 90 degree, and your cos 90 is equals to 0. And if you put this value into the formula of this dot product, that will give you A bar dot B bar into 0, that means a 0. If two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then their dot product is equals to a 0. Or if the dot product of two vectors is 0, that means these two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Hope you have understood this property also. And next property, from this property, if two vectors are identical, then what will be the result? I bar dot I bar. I bar dot I bar is equals to how much? That will give you I square, and that will be equals to 1, because you are taking the product with I and I are the unit vector, their value, their magnitude is equals to 1. So 1 dot 1 is equals to 1, or multiplication of 1 into 1 is 1. Similarly, J dot J bar is equals to 1, and K bar dot K bar is also equals to 1. Got it? So this property is also important. The dot product of a unit vector is 1, unity. Whereas the next fifth one, I can say I dot J, I bar dot J bar, that is dot product of vector I and J, both are perpendicular. So perpendicular vectors dot product is equals to 0. This will give you 0. So J dot K, J bar dot K bar will give you 0, and K bar dot I bar will also give you a 0. Got it? Or J dot I, K dot J, I dot K R will give you a 0 value, because both vectors are perpendicular, mutually perpendicular to each other, and that's why their cross product is equals to 0. So these properties you have already learned in the 11th standard, and so this is simple to you to understand. Hope you have understood these properties of the scalar product. And now let us go ahead. The next a topic on scalar product, that is scalar product of two vectors. Scalar product of two vectors in terms of their magnitude of their component. Got it? So let us consider the vector a bar and b bar, and this is b bar, and the component of a bar is written as, along all the three axes x, y and z, ax into I bar plus bx into j bar plus ax, ay and az into k bar. Similarly, b bar is equals to bx I bar plus by j bar plus bz into k bar. Got it? And if you multiply or take the dot product of both a bar dot b bar, then this will give me a bar dot b bar, and this is equals to, now take the multiplication of both, so ax into I bar plus ay into j bar plus az into k bar, and dot product, that is dot bx I bar plus by j bar plus bz k bar. Got it? Now multiply this, and after multiplication, I dot I will be 1, I dot j will be 0. So multiplication by ax to the second bracket will give you only the first term, because other two terms will give you 0. So let me write directly. This will give you ax bx. Sorry. Got it? Plus, now multiply by this second term to the second bracket. That will give you ay bx into I dot j, and we know I dot j is equals to 0. So second term will be a 0. First term of the second multiplication by second term is 0. If you multiply by second time, then ay by into j dot j will be 1. So ay by plus ay bz into j dot k is a 0. Similarly, multiply by this term to the bracket, that will give you az bx k dot I 0. Next time k dot j 0 and k dot k will be 1. So last term will be az into bz equals to 1. So the dot product in terms of their magnitude and component will be, magnitude of their component will be equals to this, ax bx plus ay by plus az bz. Got it? Hope you have understood this also. This is very simple. And there are some laws which are valid by dot product. So laws of dot product, I can say dot product. What are those laws? The very first one is, if you take the multiplication of a bar dot b bar and b bar dot a bar, you will find that both multiplication a dot b and b dot a is the same. What this indicates? This indicates that the dot product is commutative. Dot product is commutative. This is called as commutative identity. Got it? You can verify this at home by taking this product, and in a reverse way, b bar dot a bar, you will get the same result. Fine. Now second, laws which is valid by the dot product is, dot product is also distributive. Distributive, that means if a bar dot b bar plus c bar, and this is, you can write as a bar dot b bar plus a bar dot c bar. This is called as distributivity, or dot product follows the distributivity, or it is distributive. Got it? Next property is if you multiply by scalar, suppose m is a scalar and you are multiplying to the dot product, then this can be written as, you can multiply by one scalar and take the dot product, or you can multiply by scalar to the second vector and then take the dot product. Both will give you the same results. Got it? So these are the laws valid by the dot product, which are simple. One is commutative, it follows the commutativity. Second, it follows the distributivity. And third one, if you multiply by the scalar, then you can multiply to first scalar and second scalar, whichever you wish, that will give you the same result. Now let us study the projection of one vector over other. And how to study that projection of one vector with other vector. Let us try to understand. Now next is the projection of a vector over other vector. So let us consider one vector is, let us say this is A bar, and its position vector is, let us say, OP. So OP bar is one vector which is represented as A bar, and another vector B bar, or its position vector is OQ bar, and theta is the angle between them. So if you draw a perpendicular from vector Q to P, then this will be in this way. Got it? So let us say indicate this with, let us say this is a point N. Got it? And this is QN, perpendicular drawn on the vector A bar, is called as the projection of vector along the direction of A bar. Got it? So ON is what? Projection, this ON is a projection of vector on or along the direction of A bar, and its value is equals to how much? If I take sin theta is equals to, I want the value of this, so this will give me B cos theta. B cos theta. Cos theta is equals to adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. So I'll do this, cos theta equals to hypotenuse, that means A bar divided by B bar, and therefore the value of A bar is equals to B bar cos theta. Got it? So this is equals to B cos theta. And what is the dot product of these two vector? A bar dot B bar is equals to mod of A bar and B bar, that means the scalar AB cos theta. This AB cos theta I can write as A into B cos theta. So the projection of one vector over the other can be written as the magnitude of first vector, magnitude of vector A bar into a projection of vector B bar. I can say projection of B bar along A bar. This is called as the projection, or you can represent the dot product of two vector in terms of this also, and I can say the dot product of two vector is a product of magnitude of first vector and the projection of the second vector over the first vector. This is another definition of a dot product. Now what is the physical significance of this dot product? From this dot product, from this projection of one vector over the other, you can say the significance of dot product is nothing but it is a projection of one vector over the other. Physical significance, I can say significance is it dot product just represent the projection of one vector over the other vector, and it just gives a length and not more than this. Fine. So this is called as the dot product of two vector. Now let's go for some examples of the dot product, because you are taking the product of two vectors and it gives a scalar. So the best example of this is, first one is the force. no, force is a vector quantity, na? We should get the result as a scalar. So force is a vector quantity. We can't take the force work done. So work done or work, not work done. Work done is a vector quantity. Work is a scalar. So work is a product of force into displacement. F dot ds or F dot s, where F is a force, S is a displacement. Force and displacement both are vector quantities, and work is a scalar quantity, and therefore the dot product of two vectors gives you result. So this is an example of a dot product or a scalar product. Second example, you can take magnetic flux, and this magnetic flux is represented by letter phi, and this magnetic flux is nothing but it's a multiplication of magnetic induction and area vector. So magnetic induction is denoted by letter m bar and area vector is a bar. So m bar dot a bar will give you a scalar magnetic flux. It's a third example. You can give an example of a power. Power is a scalar quantity and it's a product of two vector quantities. Which are those? Force into velocity. So f bar dot v bar, I can say here force and velocity dot product gives you a this quantity. Got it? Hope you understood these examples also and the physical significance of dot product. So what's the physical significance of dot product? Dot product gives you a projection of one vector over the other vector. That means dot product gives you just a length and not more than this. And the next topic is a vector product, and we know that now vector product is denoted by letter cross. Vector product, let me fill the ink. Second is of vector product or cross product. First we have studied dot product, now cross product, or it is also called as a vector product. And let's finish this topic quickly. Now what is the vector product? Scalar product we have studied. Now consider the two vectors a bar and b bar are the two vectors, and the cross product of two vector is denoted by or represented with a cross sign in this way. We have studied, and it is called as a cross product only when the multiplication of two vector is a vector again. Then this kind of a product is called as a cross product only. Got it? And let me draw the diagram for of two vectors. A bar and b bar are the two vectors, and theta is the angle between the two vectors. Got it? Then the cross product is defined as it is a product of or multiplication of magnitude of two vectors into sine of angle between the two vectors, where the theta value is greater than or equals to 0 and less than equals to pi. This is called as the cross product. Simple definition like scalar product. In the scalar product we have a cos theta, here sin theta. Fine. Now how to calculate the third, the product of these two vectors a bar and b bar is again a vector quantity. Let us say this vector is a c bar. Fine. So the direction of the third vector is perpendicular to this vector and it is in this way. So this is your c bar. How to calculate the direction? Our direction calculation is we will study that after this. So the cross product of two vector is equals to magnitude multiplication of magnitude of two vector into sine theta, and the direction of this is represented by a unit vector. So n cap is a unit vector. So I can say where mod of a bar is a magnitude of vector a, mod of b bar is a magnitude of vector B. Theta is angle made between the two vectors, and n cap is a unit vector. Unit vector, which gives the direction of the cross product, because the resultant quantity will be a vector only. So its direction is calculated using the unit vector. What is meant by unit vector? We have studied last time. And the direction of after multiplication of these two vectors is calculated by right hand rule. Right hand rule or right hand screw rule. Fine. Right hand screw. Right hand rule or right hand screw rule. Fine. And what is that? That is calculated by considering these two vectors. This is A bar and this is B bar. So if you curl your fingers along the direction of rotation of the vector, this vector is in this way. So if you hold the fingers of your right hand along the direction of rotation of vector, then the thumb directed will give you the direction of the third vector. Now thumb is directed in upward direction, so this is the direction of your resultant of the product of two vectors. Now if in other case, if you draw the two vectors in a reverse way, right? This is A bar and this is B bar. Suppose this is your A bar and this is your B bar. A bar and this is B bar, and your vectors are directing in this way. Then you should curl your fingers in this way, and your thumb will give you a direction of the product of two vectors, and that is along the downward direction. Fine. Or in other way around, I can say, if the cross product of two vector A bar cross B bar is equals to negative times, because in a negative direction, negative times n cap into AB sin theta. Got it? So this is nothing but, I can represent this also. This is vector A bar, this is vector B bar, and this is the direction of the vector, because with negative sign. Hope you have understood how to calculate the direction of the vector. Got it? Now let us try to study some more characteristics of the cross product. This is primary things about the cross product. Now some characteristics of the cross product, and then we'll stop here. So the first characteristics, which are simple one again, and then examples. Characteristics. What is the first characteristics of the cross product? Like scalar product only. If the two vectors are parallel to each other, if A bar is parallel to B bar, then cross product will give you, what is the theta value? Theta is equals to 0 and cos 0 is equals to 1, isn't it? So this will give me, if two vectors are parallel to each other, then theta is equals to 0. Here we have a sin theta. So sin 0 is equals to 0, not 1. Cos theta is 1. So this will give me a 0 value. That means if the two vectors are parallel to each other, then their cross product is equals to 0. Or in reverse way, if the cross product of two vectors is a 0, that means these two vectors are parallel to each other. Now second, if two vectors A bar is perpendicular to B bar. Perpendicular to B bar, that means the value of the theta is equals to 90 and sin 90 is equals to 1. That means the cross product of two vector A bar cross B bar will give you multiplication of two vectors just, that means AB, or mod of A bar dot B bar. This is the second property of the two vectors. Now the third one is now from this I can say I dot I is, I cross I is how much? Because both are parallel to each other, no? If two vectors are parallel to each other, then I cross I will give you, I should write this here only because these are parallel vectors, no? So I cross I will be 0, j cross j 0, and k cross k equals to 0. Self cross product is 0, and I dot j in a cyclic way, I dot j is equals to product of magnitude of 2 and their magnitude is 1, so this is 1, and j dot k is 1, k cross I, sorry, not dot, cross, I cross j 1, j cross k 1, k cross I is 1. Got it? Now if you are taking in a reverse way, that is j cross I, that will be equals to minus 1, and k cross j is equals to minus 1, and I cross k is equals to minus 1, right? So these are some properties of these vectors. Now the vector product of two vectors in terms of magnitude of their component. Now magnitude of their component, that means consider the components of vectors a bar and b bar, and what are its components? Let's consider again the same vectors a bar and b bar. So a bar is equals to ax I bar plus ay j bar plus az k bar. Vector b bar is equals to bx I bar plus by j bar plus bz k bar. These are two vectors, and cross product of these two vectors a bar cross b bar is equal to, take the cross product, shall I write it again? Ax I bar plus ay j bar plus az k bar cross bx I bar plus by j bar plus bz k bar. And you can take the cross product of two vector. How to take the cross product of two vector? A cross ax bx into I cross I is 0, I cross k j is k, so ax by k bar plus, now third time I cross k is minus, no? So minus time ax bz and j. Got it? Now multiply by these two, this bracket. So j cross k is minus, j cross I is minus, so minus time ay bx k bar. If you multiply by ay to by, that will give you 0, and ay bz plus ay bz into jk, you will get I. So now next product az bx plus az bx, and k cross I is a j, positive j, because it is in a cyclic order, jk. Fine. Az bx, this is over. Az by plus az by k cross j will be negative because in a reverse order. So minus time I bar, and az k cross k is 0. And if you write it in a determinant form, then you will get the cross product of two vector is equals to the ijk, that is, and component of first vector ax by, ax ay az bx by and bz. If you solve the determinant, you will get this quantity. So the cross product or the vector product in terms of magnitude of their component is represented in terms of this determinant. So this is a simple way, and the laws which vector product values is a bar cross b bar is not equal to now b bar cross a bar. Please remember, this is very important property because it's a cross product and it's not a dot product. Rather, I can say the cross product of two vector is equals to minus time b bar cross a bar. This gives a negative. Got it? Second, if you multiply by any vector to the other vector, that will give you a distributivity is followed. So a bar cross b bar cross c bar, or plus I can say here plus. So I can write this a bar cross b bar plus a bar cross c bar. So distributivity is valid. If you multiply by any scalar to the vector, then m into a bar cross b bar you can write as m a bar cross b bar, or a bar cross b bar and then m bar m. Got it? Or one more way of writing this is a vector a bar cross m b bar, or a bar cross b bar and m. Hope you have understood this valid laws for this. Got it? And what is the physical significance of cross product? It gives you a area of parallelogram. Area of parallelogram. This is the physical significance of the cross product of two vectors. If you take the cross product, then this will give you the area of parallelogram of two vectors. How? I will do this quickly and then examples. So let's consider the vector a bar. This is a vector a bar, and this is our vector b bar. Let's form a parallelogram. So suppose this is our parallelogram. This is the angle between these two, and this is nothing but the height h. Let me represent some points on it. This is O, this is P, and let us say this is A bar, this is B bar, and this is point OPQ, and this is R. Got it? Then you can calculate the value of sine theta. So sine theta equal to front side divided by hypotenuse. Front side is h, height divided by hypotenuse is b bar. So height is equals to b bar into sine theta. Got it? So therefore, what is the area of the parallelogram? Area of the parallelogram is a cross product of magnitude of both vector is equals to base into height. What is base? Base is a bar. What is h? H is a. So I can put the value of h from here. So you will get a bar b sine theta. And therefore I can say the cross product of two vectors will give you the area of a parallelogram of the vector. Got it? And what are the examples of this vector product? So some of the examples of the vector product are examples. First example is moment of a force. Moment of force is denoted by letter m, and it is a cross product of r and f. So moment of force m is equals to r into force. First example. Second, r is a rotation vector, f is a force vector. That will give you moment of force. And similarly, angular momentum L bar is equals to r bar cross p bar. So p bar is a momentum vector, r bar is a rotation vector again, and L bar is a angular momentum. Similarly, force acting on the charged particle F is equals to F bar is equals to Q into V bar cross B bar. And these are the well-known formulas to you. So these are some examples of the vector products. Hope you have understood this cross product and dot product here. Next time we'll go for the vector product, vector triple product and scalar triple product. Fine. So let's stop here. Thank you.